So, Johnny, there are more funds than there are quoted equities, but do you think the same will be true for digital assets?
Yes, I think that is very, very likely to be the case. A couple of years ago, there was very, very little choice, but now we're seeing a variety of funds, some with just a few million, others such as the Greyscale Bitcoin Trust, an incredible 17.5 billion, generating for the asset managers over 430 million of management fees a year. So you can see why fund managers are wanting to get into this space when you can see that sort of revenue that's kicking around. A new fund that's just come out is the Bitcoin and General Fund, managed by a chap called Charlie Morris, bringing a huge amount of experience and knowledge from the traditional asset management world to digital assets and cryptocurrencies. But one thing we need to be really, really mindful of is the risks, and in particular the volatility that this asset class presents, i.e. how much it goes up and down, the zigs and zags. But one thing that people very often don't talk about is the systemic risk of Bitcoin itself. Now, bear in mind there's 7,500 cryptocurrencies out there, capitalised around about 900 billion. Well, Bitcoin accounts for 70%, i.e. over 633 billion of value. So if Bitcoin goes up or down, many other of the cryptocurrencies also go up and down. So if you're investing in a fund of fund, you think you've spread and diversified your risk, but you could find you're very, very exposed to that Bitcoin. And it's very, very difficult for a fund manager to actually comply with existing sort of mutual fund and UCITS regulations, which are normally called the 5-10-40 rule, whereby you normally can't invest more than 5% in one asset. You can invest up to 10%, but you can't actually have more than 40% invested in your 10% assets, i.e. you can't be too exposed. Well, these rules and regulations actually do change for index type funds, but the maximum you can have in an index type fund is 35%. Well, that's half of Bitcoin's market capitalization. So still a bit of a challenge because of the dominance of Bitcoin itself. But we are seeing fund administration companies like Copper, Trident, Stonegate, all coming into the market, all offering administration services to help fund managers. So I expect we'll see many more crypto funds in 2021. But do remember, always take professional advice before you actually invest yourself.